I remember my first Blastoise just like it was yesterday.
Can I read?
Yeah, that totally wasn't me, but in hindsight, I was the kid who loved Blastoise. I've always loved Blastoise. It was my first partner Pokemon really. It was my first favorite until Gen 2 and Ampharos came along. And honestly, like, I've always still had that attachment to Squirtle and Wartortle and Blastoise just because of all the nostalgia. And anytime there's a remotely playable one in Standard, I'm gonna try my best to make it happen. I played Blastoise Piplup as a fun deck when that was a thing back in Cosmic Eclipse with Keldeo and eventually even with ADP of all things. But now we have the Blastoise from Pokemon Go with the ability Vitality Spring. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 6 energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon any way you like, then shuffle your deck, and then your turn ends. So, we are going to play Blastoise with Dialga VSTAR. But before we get into the deck list, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more TCG and I guess sometimes variety content. If you saw the food/snack review, let me know what you think of that. Go check that video out. Link up in the iCard. But yeah, so let's hop into this deck list here. We are playing the Origin Form Dialga VSTAR. I know we uploaded one recently on the channel, but there were a few comments asking about the Blastoise version, and honestly, I've been wanting to do it. So here it is. We've got a 2/2 Dialga VSTAR line. We'll start with the V. 220 HP. First attack is Metal Coating. I'll attach up to 2 Metal Energy cards from your discard pile of this Pokemon. It happens sometimes, but not often. And then the attack at the bottom here, Temporal Rupture for 3 Metal and a Colors for 180 damage. Desperation moves. But yeah, the star of the show, outside of Blastoise, of course, we have the Dialga V-Star here, 280 HP with the attack Metal Blast, 40 plus 40 times the amount of Metal Energy attached to it. So this ramps up pretty high, pretty quick, and does a bunch of damage. But Star Chronos, the V-Star power, which is an attack here for 5 energy, 4 metal, and 1 colorless, 220. Take an additional turn after this one. So you can hit 220 on something, take an extra turn, and pop off. And then to get all that energy in play, like I said, we are using Blastoise from Pokemon Go. We've got 2 copies of Squirtle and 2 copies of Blastoise. I just covered this already. You're never going to attack with this. We don't play any water energy. This is just your support Pokemon. And to support these Pokemon doing the things that they're doing, we're rocking 3 copies of Dialga with Princess's Curtain. When it's in the active spot, your opponent can't play things like Boss's Orders, stuff like that. So protect it from supporters. So they can still Escape Rope and Custom Catcher and use other things to foil your plans. But for the most part, Dialga is going to do what it needs to do. Not every deck plays Custom Catcher or Escape Rope. A lot of them are starting to. I'm sorry, not Custom Catcher, Counter Catcher. Counter Catcher, Custom Catchers? I keep getting these dang things mixed up because they're almost the same card. just shows you how, one, it's like to get old, and two, I've played Pokemon for so long that, like, all these attacks and cards are just starting to be very similar over time. Anyways, though, with Dialga, you also have Spike Draw, 1 energy for 20 and draw 2 cards. This does happen. It's not optimal, but it happens. And then continuing on, we've got 2 copies of Mew from Celebrations. The ability Mysterious Tail, look at the top 6 cards, find an item card, put it in your hand, and then you can just dance between the 2 of these and other cards to just find what you need faster to get things done. We are playing 1 copy of Dialga from Celebrations as well, mostly for the Metal Blast attack, 60 plus 20 more for every metal energy attached to this Pokemon. This is your Miltank out. In the last Dialga deck profile, we didn't have an out to Miltank at all. It was just pure Glass Cannon. Now there's just so much Miltank that we have to play something, and this is probably the most optimal thing without ruining consistency. To support even more, we've got a Radiant Greninja here. Discard an energy card, draw 2. So pretty cool, extra draw power. We've got a Crobat V, of course, extra draw power here with Dark Asset. When you bench it down, draw until you have 6 cards in hand. And then we've got the last Pokemon. We've got a Lumineon V to help you find a supporter. And in this case, we are definitely going to find a handful of supporters. There are a lot more in this list to help pop it off a little bit better. Before we do the supporters, though, we have 2 copies of Training Court to pick up energy from the discard pile and put it back. And this also can turn off path, so we can use these 3 here to do things. For supporters, though, this is where it gets weird. We're playing 4 copies of Irida. Search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item, and then put them both into your hand. So Irida will help you grab your Greninja, your Squirtle, your Blastoise, and potentially your Rare Candy or your Battle VIP Pass to start doing whatever you need. Honestly, this is really good. This just supplements the whole Blastoise strategy here. So yeah, 4 copies of Irida. We are playing 3 copies of Boss's Orders. Let me know down in the comments which artwork you prefer of Boss's Orders. I did see that we are getting the full art Lysander versions inside of Lost Origins Trainer Gallery, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I do have some full art Giovanni ones. Maybe I'm going to try and get some of the Lysander as well, so let me know what you guys think. Pick one down below. But in this case, we're playing 3, so I just had to mix it up a little bit. And also, I have like all the bling cards. I move them around sometimes, but for the most part, I try to keep them still. We've got 2 copies of Marnie here for some hand disruption and some draw as well. And then we've got an Avery to eat some of our opponent's bench Pokemon and draw 3. This is pretty good against Palkia and a lot of decks that are heavily reliant on the Inteleon engine. This is really good there. And then last but not least, we've got 1 copy of Research. Because we're playing the Go Blastoise, we got to play the Go Research, the full art Willow here. And that'll do it for the supporters. On to the items. We are playing 4 copies of Quick Ball. Discard a card, find a basic Pokemon, and put it in your hand. It's pretty much everything except for Blastoise and Dialga VSTAR. So definitely usable here. We are playing 3 copies of Ultra Ball to help you find the other cards needed, and potentially this can help you thin down to draw more with Crobat. But yeah, you'll be able to grab the V-Star and Blastoise with Ultra Ball here. We've got 1 copy of Evolution Incense, again, to grab your Evolutions, Blastoise, and Dialga. And then we have 1 copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball to help you grab a basic from the prizes. I wish there was a way we can grab Evolutions from prize cards. So maybe we'll get like something in the future, maybe way down the line. That'd be cool. I highly doubt it, but this is definitely a good one-off here to get any of these one-offs. Continuing on, we have 2 copies of Battle Pass. This is definitely a really good starter card. If you open up with it, it's insane. And if you're also going second, you could Irida and grab Battle Pass and, you know, your Squirtle, your Blastoise, your Greninja, and then really start popping off that way. And then we've got 2 copies of Rare Candy. These are another thing that you're going to grab with Irida for the most part. And you can find them with Mew, but you're going to use this to evolve into your Blastoise, and then hopefully have Deontay in the active, so you can go ahead and use Blastoise's ability, load up Dialga, and then next turn just make that turn up back by taking it with Star Chronos. We've got 2 copies of Scoop Up Net for picking up and pivoting around, and we've got 2 copies of Air Balloon to be able to retreat into whatever else, and then 1 copy of Escape Rope for more mobility here. Pretty straightforward. Last 2 items, so we've got 1 copy of Energy Recycler. If you end up discarding Metal Energy, you want to put them back into the deck, so Blastoise is just guaranteed to work. So definitely something that you want to include here. And then the last but not least, we have a Tool Jammer, so that way most decks that need to hit the numbers to one-shot your V-Star, like Palkia, can't quite get there without their choice belt, so Jammer shuts that down. And then lastly, we've got 10 copies of basic Metal Energy. Pretty standard and straightforward here, but nothing too crazy. This deck is a lot of fun, and we're in that, like I said in the podcast, if you listen to it, link up in the iCard, we had Justin Basil on recently, a very informative, resourceful gentleman, doing a lot for the community. But like I said in that episode, we're in that weird point between Worlds and new set and everything, and you know, with me doing physical profiles, if you want to start seeing Lost Origin stuff with proxies specifically, let me know down in the comments, and I will start to generate some Lost Origin list with proxies. If not, I will probably just wait until I have the physical cards to do as many deck profiles as I possibly can for you guys. I really do just prefer to have the actual cards over proxies any day. But that'll do it. If you need to get physical cards or sleeves or supplies, check out TCGplayer, the affiliate link down below, to give the channel a little bit of kickback. If you want PTCGL codes, check out Guardian Gaming TCGs. Use code STUPID for 15% off. your entire code purchased, and they're instantly delivered, which is pretty cool. Also, yeah, check out the podcast. We have one episode left before the season finale. We'll be back with a new logo, new layout, new segments, maybe some intro quips from some of our celebrity friends out there. So yeah, let me know what you think of this list, and hopefully I will catch you in the next video. Take it easy. See you later.